Minecraft has a lot of blocks, but some of them are so rare that most players will never see them in a normal survival world. Today, I'm counting down the top 10 rarest blocks in Minecraft. I'm measuring each block in 3 different ways. 1. How easy it is to obtain in survival. 2. How commonly it generates in the world. And 3. And how many of them actually generate per world. I'll add all of these factors together to get the final ranking, and then rank every block from the least rare all the way to the most rarest block in Minecraft. Some of these blocks are insanely obscure, and one of them is rarer than almost anything you've probably ever seen. Without further ado, let's get into it. The Silverfish Spawner only appears in one place, the end portal room, inside a stronghold. Nowhere else, not dungeons, not mineshafts, only there. To find one, you first have to locate a stronghold, which can be thousands of blocks away and hidden deep underground. Most players need Eyes of Ender just to track one down. And inside each stronghold, there's only one end portal room and one Silverfish Spawner. So why is it ranked number 10? Because whilst it's rare, it's also guaranteed. Every stronghold will always have that spawner once you find the portal room. Compared to other items on this list that rely on extreme luck and tiny generation chances, this one is super consistent. It's rare but predictable, and that's why it takes a low spot. The dragon egg only appears after you defeat the ender dragon for the very first time. That means you have to find a stronghold, activate the end portal, enter the end, and beat the final boss of Minecraft. And here's what makes it rare. Only one dragon egg naturally generates per world. That's it. No crafting recipe, no loot tables, no second chances in survival. It's a one-time trophy that proves you've conquered the end. So why is it ranked so high? Because even though there's only one per world, it's still guaranteed. Every world will give you a dragon egg, and after the first dragon fight. There's no RNG involved once you reach that stage. It's extremely limited, iconic, and locked behind a major progression, but not luck-based. Rare, definitely, but not the rarest. And that's why it lands at number 9. Now this one is rare for a very specific reason. Coal normally generates higher up in the world, mostly above Y level 0, but Deepslate only generates deep underground. The tiny overlap where coal can generate inside Deepslate, it's extremely small, which means Deepslate Coal Ore only forms in a very narrow layer of the world, making it way rarer than normal coal ore. You can't craft it, you can't convert regular coal into it, and once you mine it, it's gone, unless you use a Silk Touch pickaxe. So why is it ranked this high? Because even though it's uncommon and generation dependent, it's still technically farmable if you explore enough caves in the right layer. It's rare due to the world generation limits, but it's not limited to one per world, and that's why it comes in number 8. This block looks normal, but when you break it, a silverfish pops out. What makes this version especially rare is when it generates. Infested Cobblestone could appear in the Woodland Mansion, one of the rarest structures in Minecraft. Mansions spawn tens of thousands of blocks away, and even after you find one, this block only appears in one of the mansion's rarest rooms. And even then, it only generates around 15 to 23 blocks total. So why is it ranked this high? Because despite it being locked behind the rarest structure inside the rarest room, it spawns in large amounts compared to the other 9 rarest blocks. It is a structure rare, room rare, but not quantity rare, and that's why it comes in at number 7. Emerald Ore is already rare because it only generates in mountain biomes, but Deepslate Emerald, that's even rarer. It only forms in a tiny vertical range where Emerald Ore can generate deep enough to replace stone with Deepslate. That overlap is extremely small, meaning very few blocks generate per world. On top of that, Emerald Ore usually generates in single blocks, not big veins, so finding even one Deepslate Emerald is uncommon. So why is it only number 6? Because whilst it's generation rare and biome locked, it's still technically renewable through world exploration. There is no strict limit per world, and with enough mountain caves and patience, you can eventually find more. Compared to items higher on the list that are structure locked, ultra limited, and rely on extreme luck, this one is rare, but not nearly impossible. It's biome rare and layer rare, and that's why it lands at number 6. Now normally, a diamond block isn't rare. You could just craft one using 9 diamonds. But the reason this made the list is because of natural generation. A diamond block can generate inside a woodland mansion, the rarest structure in Minecraft. Mansions spawn extremely far from spawn, often tens of thousands of blocks away. And even when you find one, the diamond block only appears in 2 specific rooms, one of the mansion's rarest room layouts. These rooms are also enclosed, meaning you have to mindlessly break walls and hope you find the right secret room. That means you need the rarest structure and the right room generation just for a chance to see it. So why isn't it higher on the list? Because the block itself isn't unique or limited. You can craft as many as you want, and the mansion version is guaranteed if that room generates. It's structure rare, but not item rare, and that's why it lands at number 5. Normally, trap chests aren't rare at all. You can craft one easily using a chest and a tripwire hook, but naturally generated trap chests are a completely different story. They only generate in Woodland Mansion's rarest room, the fake end portal room. What makes them rare is that the structure themselves is rare. Woodland Mansions are arguably the rarest structure in the entire game. And even when you do find the room, there's only one trap chest inside. So why is this ranked number 4? Because despite being an almost impossible find, having to loot multiple mansions to find one, this block and the others have been listed so far will most likely appear on every seed. The top 3, however, have only been seen in tens of seeds out of the 18 quintillion that are in Minecraft. I mean, at least it's the rarest non-glitch item on the list, and that's why it comes in at number 4. We've reached the top 3, and from this point on, the rarity jumps to another level. At number 3, I rank the snowy grass block. At first, this might sound common. Grass with snow on top generates naturally in snowy biomes like snowy plains, ice spikes, and snowy taiga. But here's what makes it rare. You can't properly obtain it. If you mine a snowy grass block, even with silk touch, the snow layer breaks and you're left with a normal grass block. The snowy version only exists while a snow layer is physically sitting on top. This means that the snowy grass state is temporary, biome dependent, and extremely easy to lose. If the snow melts, gets broken, or the environment changes, the block instantly loses its snowy form. So why is this a number 3? Because this isn't just rare to find, it's rare to maintain. It only exists under specific environmental conditions and can't be permanently collected. Compared to everything below it, this isn't just structure rare or generation rare, it's condition rare. At number 2, I rank the half bed, one of the strangest and rarest blocks in Minecraft. Normally, beds generate as 2 connected parts, the head and the foot. Breaking one usually breaks the other, and you can't just place half of the bed in survival. But in extremely rare world generation cases, structures can generate with only one half of a bed. This has been found in certain villages or structure generation errors, where terrain cuts through the structure or a part of the bed fails to generate. What makes this so rare is how it happens. It requires very specific world generation conditions, structure placement, and terrain conflicts all happening at the same time. Because of that, half beds have only been found in a tiny number of seeds out of Minecraft's 18 quintillion possibilities. So why is this number 2? Because it's not just structure rare, it's generation error rare. You can't craft it, you can't place it, or recreate it intentionally. It only exists when the world generation gets incredibly unlucky. And that's why the half bed takes the number 2 spot. And finally, the rarest thing on this list, a naturally generated pig spawner. Normally mob spawners generate in dungeons, mineshafts, and strongholds, and they're meant to spawn hostile mobs like zombies, skeletons, or spiders. Pig spawners aren't supposed to generate naturally at all. They only appear because of an extremely rare world generation glitch, where multiple structures overlap and the game incorrectly assigns the spawner to spawn pigs instead. Because these conditions are so specific, naturally generated pig spawners have only been found in a handful of seeds, making them almost impossible to find without large-scale seed searching. In this case, a Badlands mineshaft spawned near the surface and a cave spider spawner happened to spawn in the exact same place. During world generation, a buried treasure would surround itself with the same block it tried to replace. Since the block was a spawner, it surrounded itself with spawners that were incorrectly assigned to a pig spawner. Thanks for watching the video. You could subscribe if you want, and feel free to watch this clip of me getting sent into space.